Hello, dear diary. Dear diary of the things that I have acknowledged, not acknowledged, maybe necessarily became aware or figured out about myself in the past week or so. Besides the fact that there's so much change that I feel that it's happening now, internally, externally, globally, which would make it externally. But when it comes to me in particular, I have realized that I've I know that everybody in my life is there to whether reflect something about me or to show me a judgment that I've got. And the most recent one that I've just figured out is to do with attachment and also ways in which I have abandoned myself and ways in which I'm not looking after myself and ways in which I am or have been trying to mold myself around the people that I am around or was around. I can see it happening when it still does now. I can see some of it being just, I don't know, listening to stupid conversations just because I can't say, I really don't want to listen to this right now. There's that. Then I figure out how I just put my own needs aside without even realizing, just for the sake of having people in my life. I've noticed how even now, as soon as somebody gives me a pinch, a crumb, I tend to want to grab it all and just hang on to dear life for it. I've noticed how much my little self wants love and how I am denying that to myself by the things that I'm doing, which is allowing everybody else, external of me, to influence my mood. And oh man, it's even excuses. I've noticed how many excuses I make for people. I make so many excuses for people. When in my head it's like, if you wanted to be part of my life, you would be part of my life. And I feel like I'm making excuses for people just because I want them to be part of my life, when they probably don't, because if they did, they would. And it's a very strange feeling because there are people that I've met throughout my journey that I thought were going to be in my life forever or longer, or I don't know. There are certain bonds that create that you think they're going to be there, or they're going to last, or they're going to turn in a certain way. And of course, that doesn't always happen. And I believe that this is what's happening in my system right now. I'm recognizing the fact that I have been holding on. I've been holding on to ideas of what things could be or might be or could have been that are not happening right now. And I have noticed how life has guided me to being on my own quite a bit. And the fun part about that is that I don't mind it. I don't mind being on my own. I'd rather be on my own than mingle with people that I don't have what to talk to or with, and just have small talk. And I don't know, I'm even thinking now, I don't understand how people go about their lives ignorant of everything else. And I'm saying ignorant because it's that thing with the blue pill and the red pill. People are just happy to keep taking the blue pill and live in this world and not necessarily be that aware of self for others. And that's all right. I guess we're not all here to do the same thing. It's interesting to even see how people perceive me. I told the lady that I live with that I signed up for a Vipassana retreat, and I told her that it's a silent retreat besides meditation, quite a bit of it. And she said, "You being silent?" She's like, "You being quiet?" Like, I'm like, "But I'm quiet a lot. Like, I don't understand. I know I talk. When I get talking, I get talking. But then I know to be quiet too, and not talk and be on my own and with my own thoughts." And yeah, it was just interesting to me to see that people just perceive me as they perceive themselves somewhat, which I do too. I have become very aware of how in my previous relationship I had put this person on a pedestal without even realizing. And and it's coming down. Yep. It's all crushing down at this point. And I knew I was aware somewhere deep down inside of me that I am putting them on a pedestal and maybe seeing them as who they weren't. And today, after a night of tossing and turning and barely falling asleep because I had this thought in my head so much of what is happening right now and what am I learning out of this, that I woke up and I figured it out when I woke up. It's the idea of it's much easier to continue doing the things that you're doing rather than change. I wanted him so badly to be my person. He's so fucking great. He's so great. But he's not for me. Because I know we all think that we're all different and nobody should fulfill my needs and whatever, but there's that human part of me. So my happiness is in nobody else's hands except my own. But if I'm gonna allow somebody else to come into my circle, into my humanness and higher selfness, if I'm gonna allow somebody to do that, to become intimate with me, intimate in the sense of seeing me with all my warts and all my wounds and hurts and niceness and amazingness, I wouldn't want anybody to stain that in any way. Just as much as I don't want to do that for anybody else either. I don't want to add to anybody else's wounding and trauma just because I want something out of them. So that's the conclusion that I got to after a very sleepless night. That it's much easier, and this is why I started with people being mirrors in my life, because I was trying to figure out what is that in me, what part of it's easier to stay a certain way than to change reflects in my life. What am I not changing for the sake of comfortability? So yeah, that's what this person has been reflecting to me lately. It's much easier to stay the same than to change. It's much easier to have little addictions here and there, and to give into cravings, and to follow a certain lifestyle than to change and be the person that I would need. And of course, again, nobody external of me is in charge of my happiness and of how I feel generally. Yet that relationship part that I can't wrap my head around. So there's that. Now let's talk about my hair. I think I talk about my hair near enough in every episode now. This is what it is. I am trying to teach it to go that way again instead of it being here on my face like it used to be. Even though, see, I do like my fringe, but anyway, teaching it to go back that way. I want it to grow. I think I've had a fringe now for about a year in that style. And I think I just want the ease of not worrying about my hair. Because when this grows, I'm just going to be able to put it behind my ear and it'll be fine. I don't have to straighten anything because I've been staying away from straighteners, at least when it comes to the whole length of it. But I used to straighten my fringe. And now I just want to be as close to nature as I possibly can. Because that's the other thing that's coming through, I've noticed. Even to the point of I tend to be very much towards vegetarian. Saying that though, I had chicken yesterday. But generally, I've noticed I tend to go for the things that have no meat in them. And besides that, anything that I put onto my body. It's so interesting to me how I bought myself this perfume that I used to wear maybe about 3 years ago because I loved it so much at the time. And I bought it and I wore it probably 2-3 days, and the way it smells now on me is like, what am I doing to myself? That's not for me anymore. And the idea that God knows what's in it. So that plus deodorants, same thing, tending to go towards natural ingredients or just as close to nature as possible. And then shoes. I've ordered myself a pair of work shoes that are white toe box, and they came in yesterday and I put them on and I thought, oh my god, oh. And talking about toes, I started wearing my toe spacers. But toe spacers, what I'm wearing, I'm actually even wearing them now, are the ones that I use for pedicure to keep my toes apart. But because I've ordered myself some proper toe spacers, but I thought until they come over, I'm gonna wear these. And I have noticed just by wearing them inside, what a difference it makes to my feet. And just wearing the other shoes that I've got, because I've got a pair of Skechers that initially I thought they're a godsend because my feet were just feeling great in them. But now I've noticed when I walk in them, after I'm walking around with my toe spacers, my heels start hurting. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, not that good after all. So there's little things that I've noticed are naturally pulling me in a certain direction. Even though, saying that, I've noticed there isn't fear that's behind it. Like, I'm not doing it out of fear. Like, let's say, I don't know, perfume. I'm thinking perfume right now because I know there's so many, I would say, toxic things in them, fragrances and whatnot that are not so good for people. But then I'm not doing that out of fear. I'm not doing it because it just feels different. And same with food. It's not like I'm never gonna eat meat ever in my life. Or chocolate. I fucking love chocolate. So that's still happening. I'm still finding the balance. But I think more often than not, there's the tending towards the healthier versions, including coffee, because coffee is my thing. Coffee has been part of my life for so long. And last year, for 2 months, I didn't drink any at all. And then I don't know what it was. Oh, I know what it was. It was after a ketamine journey that I actually started drinking it again. And what is it, about 2-3 weeks now? I thought, what if I just started drinking decaf? Again, for the purpose of seeing how my sleep is going to be affected. And I've noticed how my brain has changed since doing that, since drinking decaf. And also, because I know the way that coffee is being made decaffeinated, there are natural ways and there are chemical ways. And I've been drinking Lavazza for a while, the normal one. And now I bought the decaf version and I Googled to see how they decaf their coffee. And it is through natural methods, but I also noticed it after that it says on the pack it's done with natural methods, which is like, oh. So all in all, that's my story. I've noticed my double chin is very double chinning. And it's so interesting to me because my face looks very puffy, which I believe is the chocolate. But my body generally feels different. So I don't know. Maybe it's just age. It's just an age thing. My face is turning into my mom's face and my grandma's face. The shape of it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't have to carry that with me. I don't have to turn into my family. I do love my hair. My hair has been through so many things. Yes, see, even that. I'm getting older. I'm 39. Many times I look in the mirror and think to myself, what does that mean? What does 39 mean? It means I'm halfway through my life? What does that mean? I have no clue what it means. I don't feel like I don't even know what 39 feels like, should feel like. I know a lot of people, once they go past 30, they start saying that thing that, oh, I'm over 30 now, my knees are gonna. I don't have any of that, which I am so grateful for. I never believed that was never a belief in my head of after a certain age, you're gonna start squeaking here and there. I pop, my shoulders pop. My shoulders in particular pop. But I do recognize that I carry a lot shoulders. Yeah, I carry a lot of tension in my shoulders. I've noticed how I do things and catch myself and whoop, my shoulders go down because I tend to go like this. And I know it's a nervous system reset. So, yeah. I have learned that I've been spiritually bypassing my humanness quite a bit with trying to accommodate people in my life just because I wanted them in my life, and neglecting, literally neglecting my needs, my own needs, and believing that, oh, maybe I'll accept this and maybe I'll accept that, maybe I'll change. Literally gaslighting myself. Oh my God, and in saying this, oh, I'm not even going to mention it. I was going to say something about a podcast that I watched, but no. So many people have spoken about it. It's good. I'm good. I don't need to go there. Oh, but it is to do with the gaslighting myself part. And even that's a word that I never used up until, I guess, recently. And it's not something that I necessarily believe that it's something that I would want to use, but for an understanding of what I've been doing to myself. Yeah, that's the word. I've just tried to deny myself my humanness and my human needs and desires and wants and even love towards myself. So I think I have done. I have done enough. I'm done. I'm gonna go to drinking my decaffeinated coffee now. That's it. Thank you for listening. And here's to more amazingness happening in life.